to deal with the oil pattern to decide to make their decisions for the angles they are going to use, rev rate, speed, break point, so they can be able to make maximal score.
Pretty sad that bowling is not in the one of the Olympic sports because it is worth to be, I suppose.
Bowling had made quite of attempts to be a bowling an Olympic sport, but until now we have no good results. But I think World Bowling will do a bigger effort next time. They already achieved the final four sports for the Tokyo, I think, 2020, but it was not this time. Who knows? Next time for 2024, we are going to present for sure some project to be in the invitations for the Olympics. This is a very the second sport more played in the world because it's a huge sport in the United States. There's a lot of people playing bowling as a sport. They do leagues, night leagues, national leagues. They have a professional league. They call it PBA, Professional Bowling Association. They do the professional league. They have the women's professional league, and it's a quite huge sport in the United States. There are some players that cannot make their lives playing bowling here in other countries that decide to go to the United States to have that opportunity. Players like Dania Zavyalovia from Latvia, and Jason Belmonte from Australia, Clara Guerrero from Colombia, and a lot more for sure.
Yeah, maybe bowling is not an Olympic sport, but there are also, but I think it's really risky. Maybe it will be soon.
Yeah, we think we have all the conditions for becoming a sport.
And there are also 5 Olympic sports of the 21 out of 29, such as equestrian, jumping, taekwondo, track cycling, weightlifting, wrestling, as 5 Olympic sports in non-Olympic format as 3-on-3 basketball, indoor athletics, futsal, short course swimming, indoor tennis, and 11 non-Olympic sports such as bowling, as I mentioned, chess, billiard sports, dance sport, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, bowling, as curage, Muay Thai, sambo, belt wrestling, and traditional wrestling, and esports as demonstrations.
Yeah. I think the Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee, is being changing the format of because until now we only have that sport that they used to have for many years, but now they are wanting to introduce new ones, and that's great because we have a lot of sports that should be on the Olympics, but because only Olympic sports in some countries are able to get support from the government. And now we are going to have our team presentation.
Please welcome to the men's team of 4 finals.
8 great athletes here today, the best of this competition for sure.
Qatar versus Chinese Taipei.
Let me introduce the finalists. On lane 13 from Chinese Taipei, Cai Yihao. Chen Jiaxing. Deng Rui Fu. And Wu Haoming. On lane 14 from Qatar, Jassim Amiraki. Saul
Amirati
Ahmed
with only
Abdullah.
18 years old. He's one of the best players from Qatar.
Yusuf Ajaba. Ghanem Abu Jassoum.
Abu Jassoum with only 19 years old. They are the youngest players here on the field.
He did really well yesterday, so that each of the players of Qatar played very well so that they are in the final.
Considering their age, they are huge players because they have to deal with a lot of pressure, like we have already mentioned. And only with the experience you are able to deal with that, because you don't feel pressure in your practice. This pressure practice is unable on this kind of tournaments. And the team from Turkmenistan did very well, even if they didn't qualify for these finals.
Yeah, there were several remarkable performances by Nassim Morazmedova, Garay Seldi, as well as Ataif Serdar. They did their best but could not win, even though they gained experience.
This is a very high-level competition, and maybe they need to get a little bit more experience.
Yeah.
We can saw that they are doing big efforts to get better and better.
Yeah.
But they began to play bowling in just a few years ago.
Yeah, because bowling is a very new type of sport in our country. Only in 2015 the first professional bowling center was opened, and almost all the sportsmen took up bowling as a new type of sport. They used to deal with other types of sports such as figure skating, and as well as volleyball, table tennis, and then took up bowling. But anyway, I asked these questions in an interview with them, but yeah, they told that they used to deal with them, but they are also rather good at bowling as well. They could not win, but anyway, there were several remarkable.
I think we are going to see them in the future on this kind of competition, because they are very, very excited with the idea of this different sport, and I think they are going to improve a lot once they start to participate in this kind of competitions. So I'm waiting for them, because there were some two-handed players playing.
Such as Nassim Morazmedova, who's only 20 years old, and also the students of the National Institute of Sports and Tourism. Actually, she was one of the athletes who we pinpointed to win, because
she looks very, very nervous. That's why she probably didn't perform the best of her. But I believe that she has a great future, because she's very interested. It's not for everyone that starts playing bowling with two hands. It's a very difficult technique, only able to the youngs, because the other ones that already play bowling could not do that technique. It's very difficult for them, and it's not very usual to see women doing that technique. Not in the United States. I don't know any famous women player that plays with two hands. Not even in Europe. Honestly, is the first female player that I see competing with this two-hand technique, and I hope I can see her more times.
There was also another player in our team, Garay Seldi, who plays with both hands. He was also a very good athlete, but maybe the nervousness had an impact on his performance, and
For sure. Yeah, for sure. We can saw that there were a lot of pressure, and they want to impress the spectators that were here on the bowling center because they have a lot of supporters, and it's always very difficult to deal with that and play among the other best players of the other Asian countries here represented is something that you don't have every day. I can assure you that they did the best they could, and like I said before, I hope to see them in the next world competitions if we don't see them here. This is a very big bowling center with 32 lanes. Has all the qualities to receive huge competitions like world competitions, men or world women's, or even world singles. Let's see if world bowling is able to be here in the next few years to make one of those biggest competitions. If not, let's hope that at least Asian Bowling Association can do some events here because they have really good conditions for the practice of the sport. We have the warm-up here for Team Qatar and Team Taipei. They are the finals for the men's teams of 4. They qualified yesterday on the semi-finals. Qatar just defeat Korea with 827 pins against 802 pins. A very close game, only decided on the last frames of the last players. Taipei won to Indonesia with 784 pins against 730 pins. This is all combined painful for all 4 players in one game.
So as we have some spare time to go to mention about it, yes, that the previous Asian Games were held in Bangkok in 2005. The first Asian Indoor Games were held in Macau, China in 2007. The second Asian Indoor Games, as well as in 2009 Hanoi, the third Asian Indoor Games, and in Incheon in 2013, the first Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games, and the fifth one. Officially, the 5th edition of the Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games being held in Turkmenistan, the white capital city Asgabat. And the decision for the next host nation will be made at the Olympic Council of Asia General Assembly in Ashgabat during the Games.
So we are waiting for their information. Normally they are going to announce it. I don't know if they're going to do it today on the closing ceremony.
Yeah.
Maybe.
By the way, today, after a while, we'll have the closing ceremony of the Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games. The opening ceremony was fabulous, was wonderful.
Yes, it was a great media and very great performance. Artists, was quite a show.
Yeah. And today we hope the same performance,
sure.
and maybe the decision of the next host nation will also be decided today.
Maybe they announce it, yeah, they can announce it because normally they already have the decision. Let's see. The next one should be in 4 years, so 2021.
There were also a few like unusual and traditional sports in the previous games, such as sepak takraw, which is like volleyball played with feet, as well as extreme sports, BMX freestyle. Also, other sports such as climbing, inline skate, fin swimming, and kabaddi, as well as dragon and lion dance, jianzi, bobingan, wushu. Most of them actually I don't understand the rules, or I don't know, but the names are really unusual.
For this 5th edition, Asgabat, the contribution of all the population. You're the youngest are here by volunteering to do some experience work on the field, and this is great. You are very helpful, and I would like to thank you for your kind help here and during all the time you were here. You are very kind. You are all very, very nice to us, and we all have to thank a big thank to the community here of the volunteers.
Not at all. I
And-
was 16, by the way.
Okay. Do you like to present yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
So.
Yeah.
The commentator with Cristina de Jesus Couto Suarez.
That's my name. My name is Christina, and I have this help here with Marjan from Turkmenistan.
Yeah,
She's-
Merjan Bekiva, and maybe some of my family members are watching. They've been looking, so to hear my voice.
and she's very excited to be here with us for sure. And with all the volunteers, not only here on the broadcasting, during all events, helping us with to have everything that we need. They are very young, but they are looking very satisfied to be here with this experience. This is a huge event here in Asgabat. Normally, the first one, we hope that they can have a lot more, since they have this great sport facilities here, not only bowling, but they have great venues with great conditions. A very nice village where players and sport athletes can be hosted. But today, here in Bowling Arena, we are going to have our final event, final of the finals. After this, we are going to have medals ceremony, and it's the last event here on Asgabat in the 5th Asian Indoor and Martial Art Games. We hope that you are enjoying this, our transmission. Here are broadcasting from the bowling center. In a few minutes, we are going to start the real game. Now the players are warming up for the warm-up. Normally, at this time of the competition, since they have already 6 days competing, they already know which ball they are going to use. So this is not this warm-up. They will be not changing balls. Normally they don't. They are only choosing the right spot to throw the ball, the right break point, and get warmed the muscles so they can have a good performance during that competition game. They have 15 minutes because there are 4 players, and this is a 4-player team. The match play is a knockout game, just one game, 10 frames for each player, a total of 40 frames, 40 frames for one decision. So one of them will take the silver and the winner will take the gold. If the performance remains as we are used to have from these athletes, normally we are going to have a very exciting game.
So the atmosphere is great. We are waiting for the performances of the athletes at the finals of Team of 4 events of Chinese Taipei and Qatar.
Qatar scored total 827 pins. Her best player yesterday was Al Jabi with 235 pins.
And Chinese Taipei with 784 points.
Best player it was Hu with 224 pinfall. Like I said before, they had a tough game here, the Chinese Taipei against Indonesia. It was not an easy one. They could find some tough conditions. They couldn't achieve the right way to make the strikes. So we saw a lot of spares, a lot of open frames, that are not very usual at this stage of the competition. But even sometimes lanes change according to the room temperature or the air humidity. All of this can interfere with the conditions of lane. We have young players here from Qatar, but very powerful ones. Qatar has bowling sport for long years, so they are very well prepared. They have a very good coach. Coach is deals with the balls. He's helping players to find the right cover stock finish. Right now, he's changing the cover stock for some of the players. They use Haberland to change the cover stock. 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, and 500 normally is the Abalone that they use to change the surface. So 500 Haberland should give them more hook. 4,000 less hook, more length, less hook. So they choose the ball, and now they are choosing the surface. And in a while, just a little bit, they are about to finish the warm-up. We are going to start directly the competition. You can see the coach over there, see the performance of the ball, the shape of the hook.
So of course the volunteers are also there. So volunteers also play a very important role in during, before and after the Asian Equine martial arts games. So 8,000 volunteers. They are known as first stars, and the largest volunteer program ever organized.
The athletes warm-up is now finished.
And it's official. Warm-up finish. We are about to start the game. That you were saying about the volunteers, yeah, they play a very important role.
It's the largest program now.
Yeah, they guide. They are everywhere to guide people, to help them with their direction when they can find all the things that they need. They're here to set some rules too, help the managers with some rules. And he's the coach for Qatar. He doesn't seem very pleased with something. Players are not able to change surface of the ball during the game. They only can do it between games. Here we don't have between games because it's only one game. So they only have the chance to have the
Will now begin.
cover stock that they want. And now we are going to start as official.
Qatar versus Taipei. The final of men's teams of 4.
He's our first player from Chinese Taipei. His name is Tsai. He's 38 years old. He's the oldest one on this team. Maybe the more experienced. And that's a 9. 7 pin remains on the deck. You can see by the way that she picks the ball, they are nervous. They should be. It's a very important game for them. The spare, first frame, first throw, a spare for Chinese Taipei team.
he looks rather nervous as it is a final, and each of the teams wants to win, and for that they should do their best.
Here the Qatar athlete with his pre-shot routines. A great shot, strike for Al-Muraiki.
Qatar.
He scored 234 pins yesterday on the long pattern. Sorry, on the short pattern. And I remind you that we are having this short pattern here today.
And now Chen of Chinese Taipei.
With a break here with a messenger that picks up the 5 and makes the strike. You can see some pre-shot routines very solid here on the Qatar team. They all have their own pre-shot routines. Pre-shot routines are very important. Oh, it's a Brooklyn. 2 strikes to Qatar. As I was saying, pre-shot routines are very important for your consistency. It's like calling for your body for the movements that they have to do. So they practice the pre-shot routines when they are practice at home, and when they are competing, they all practice.
That's 10 of Chinese Taipei, 30 years old.
7 pins only. Another play for Qatar. And another strike. A little bit higher, this ball. He needs to get it longer next time. Another spare. Couldn't take the back pin.
Tank
So
of Taipei.
only 9 pins this time for Tang. Abu Jassim from Qatar.
19 years old.
Very young player, very strong and powerful one. You can see the amount of revs that he can put on the ball. It's a perfect start for Qatar with 4 strikes. For Wu. He has the 6 and the 10. And this is the last shot to Wu. After this shot, teams may have to change lane. So Qatar team is going to play on lane 13 and Taipei is going to play on lane 14. This happens for a reason, is they may play on the same conditions to have the same opportunities. And lanes should look like all the same, but we have the topography that is different, and normally they play different.
And Tai of Taipei now, 38 years old, the eldest athlete of his team.
And in competition right now is the oldest one, yeah. Al-Jabir has 37. Another very good ball with a little fence here to make the spare.
Al-Muraiki
with another strike, and that's a double. First double for Qatar. Perfect strike here. Yeah, very motivated. They worked a lot to be here and have a good performance. And that's a spare for Tai.
knock it down. All the remaining pins in his second attempt. Tie of Taipei.
Not a very easy start for Chinese Taipei, as Qatar teams is striking. They have to deal with the spears with only one strike until now. Looks good. Not that good.
Abdullah on Qatar.
He has 2 pings to pick up to be able to score the spear.
And now Chen of Chinese Taipei, 20 years old.
Let's see if he can double. So there's a 9. 4 ping. No spare this time. So first open frame for Qatar.
And Chen now of Chinese Taipei, 28 points he has so far.
Chen was one of the weakest player yesterday. She spared. She only played 183 pings yesterday.
And the youngest athlete of
Yes.
his team.
Qatar, and another strike. They're really motivated. They really want to win this game. You can see on his face that they really want it. Like I said, it's the only attempt for Qatar for the medal, so 8 pins to tank. He had an open frame on the first frame.
And now totally 17 points he has, and 84 for his team. But let's see.
Qatar. Not a good result. Lack of traction here. Double wood here to pick up.
And tank of Chinese Taipei.
Taipei with a spare.
Abu Jassim with 26 points so far. He got a 1 strike so
Needs to
far.
pick up this. Oh god, only the back pin. So he couldn't take 4, only 8, only the 8.
And his coach also doesn't look rather satisfied with him.
Chinese response, Chinese Taipei response was a strike. So in this frame, we had 2 open frames for Qatar and 3 spares and 1 strike for Chinese Taipei. So Chinese Taipei is recovering from a weak beginning.
$116 for Qatar and 106 for Chinese Taipei.
It was a little bit too far away and he couldn't have the carry enough to pick that 2-pin.
And now tie of Taipei with 27 points so far. Both, got spears. His previous attempts.
And he has a strike right now. Scored 20 pins on the second frame. Maybe then 47 pins to now. This is the third frame. Qatar is going for a spare after a double strike. can make the spare, so it's good.
Chen of Taipei, 30 points so far. 20 years old, the youngest of his team.
He's the coach. He's a little bit concerned about their performance today. You can see by his face. He has a very smooth release. You almost can hear the ball touching the lane.
Abdullah of Qatar, 28 points.
This one open frames. He really needs to strike on this one. A little bit high, this ball.
Now Chen of Taipei, 48 points and 144 for his team.
Having a spare here. Abdullah trying to close this one.
35 points.
Made it. No problem for Abdullah athlete this time with a spare.
Very solid attempt.
Al Jabeera now with the double. Not Al Jabeera, we are going to have Chinese Taipei first. So it's Tang. He has a spare.
19 points totally.
Another strike. It's through the second ball to shoot the spare. Now Al Jabeera, the one with the 2 strikes in a row.
30 points.
It's very open angle.
Now Chinese Taipei, 161 points so far. And Tang.
Yes. Spare, done. Al Jabeera has here a very complicated spare to take. Let's see if he can do it. And he can. Done it. So another closed frame here for Qatar.
And Hu of Chinese Taipei.
Chinese Taipei for a double strike. Adjustment just for the last throwing of the third frame here on this men's team support competition with a strike.
It's a fabulous attempt. Rather satisfied, of course.
They really need to return to the strikes because they had open frames here on the second frame, and Team Chinese Taipei only had 1 open frame on the first one, and they all closed the second and the third frame.
The aggregate scores are 192 for Qatar and 183 for Taipei.
Only 9 points difference. We are going for the fourth frame. Too much reaction on this ball and a baby split.
And Tai of Taipei.
Tai has a strike, so he needs to double to see if he can pull the team to the lead. And there's a strike.
So double strike.
A double strike for Tsai and for Chinese Taipei team. It's very satisfied, the coach.
So now the difference is only 5 points.
And that's a good shot here from Muraiki. And he can spare this baby split.
Chen of Taipei, 49 points.
Working on a spare. 1 strike in 2, 9 spares here for Shen for his 4th attempt. 4th frame. And there's another strike. Good shot here for the spare. No doubts about this one.
Qatar now. Abdullah.
With an open frame in a spare, Abdullah needs to recover his game. Another too high ball. 2 pins to pick on the right side.
And now he has 54 points and 226 for his team.
Great shot here for Chen.
And now Taipei is the leading team.
They are performing very well today. Spare for Abdullah.
And Wu of Taipei now.
Another break here for Taipei players. So Chinese Taipei has now 4 strikes for the 4th frame. Excellent performance for the Chinese athletes.
And now Asgabat, 37 years old athlete from Qatar, 57 points totally.
Now strike again. This player has already 2 strikes in the beginning of the game, 1 spare, and now another strike. He has the best score of the team until now.
The Chinese Taipei team looks rather nervous as they're getting closer and closer to the end, and each of them wants to win, of course.
Papajusan with 1 strike on a 3rd. He needs to get home. And he doubles. And has 2 strikes in a row. Papajusan that scored 186 pins yesterday on the semifinals against Indonesia.
And Muraiki of Qatar is now preparing to do his next attempt.
They are going to play now on the right lane. The lane where they have done their 1st and 3rd attempt. So it was a lane where they started the game. There's a strike here for Qatar, like in the 1st frame.
And 288 points. The Qatar team is the leader. Tsai of Taipei. Said Ahmed Abdullah of Qatar, 56 points.
With another very high ball. Couldn't pick the 6.
Chen of Taipei now got 2 strikes so far and 2 spares.
Very consistent game.
Years old.
Not a good ball this time. This big split is very difficult to pick up. So probably he's going to have his first open frame.
Now Abdullah
Closing this 6, so making the spear. And he's chain with this difficult. That's good. So only 2.
Asgabat of Qatar, 77 points.
It's a very good strike here. 2 strike, 1 spear, and 1 strike. This player plays very direct with almost no angle at the release. Just play on the second arrow and let the ball roll until the pocket. Stang is working on a strike.
30 years old.
Strike. That's good. Good for Chen. After this open frame from Chen is, you can see that pins all missing. If they want to maintain the lead, they need to continue striking. So Chinese Taipei here working on 3 strikes in a row. It's going for the 4th. And gets it. 4 strikes in a row for Wu.
Taipei.
It's a very good player. Was the highest score player yesterday on the semifinals with 224 pins.
Abu Jassim of Qatar now.
Working on a double. The message just couldn't take that 10 down. And has to throw the spear ball now to shut that 10.
85 points now he has and 354 for his team. But let's see his next attempts. Chinese Taipei is now leading with 371 points.
And 354 points for Qatar. But Chinese Taipei have more strikes in a row. Although that open frame and another open frame now here for Qatar. This is just for the stress, I think. Normally they don't fail this kind of spears.
As I get closer to the end, nervousness also rises and the desire for winning and has an impact.
And that 10 pin can really make up with their head, because it's a very difficult pin. It's not that easy to pick up because of being in the edge of the lane for the hand player, the right hand players. Here's Anuraki from Qatar for the 6th frame. No strike this time, only 6 pins. A very high ball again. They are getting too much friction on the lanes. That could change in a minute because of the oil carry.
And Tai of Taipei now, 97 points he has totally. See his performance.
3 strikes in a row. Let's see what Chai can give us now. Unfortunately for Chinese Taipei was not a strike.
Just
Only
1
9.
pin remains.
Yeah, only 9 pins down. Qatar has to finish playing this frame.
Al-Muraiki of Qatar with his attempt.
Could convert the spare.
Tie of Taipei now, 124 points.
No problem with this pin.
It's Abdullah of Qatar with 75 points. Started up with a 1 strike.
And he has the left big fence right now to pick up. 4 pins, only 6 down.
Just 1 strike and no more strikes from him. Now Chen of Taipei. 2 strikes by Chen of Chinese Taipei. The youngest athlete of his team.
It's working and 1 strike is a better thing that you can have after an open frame. Just to recover your confidence.
And Abdullah,
This is not a very easy spear to take, but without a problem for Abdullah.
and now Tang of Chinese Taipei. 2 consecutive strikes.
Yeah, all having a better performance today. This team of Chinese Taipei. But only the 10 remains up. It's 9 pins. Not enough speed for that message.
Al-Jabir of Qatar with his attempt, and his total score now is 115 pins and 408 his total team's pins.
Spear here, start. Chinese Taipei.
Al-Jabir now has 3 strikes. Wu of Taipei, 110 points so far.
4 in a row, and this is the 5th. Great shot here for the Chinese Taipei athlete.
It was a very concerned and fabulous attempt. Let's hope for forward of this.
Almost impossible to pick this plate. This is a double wood with in the left side of the lane and a 10. Not a very easy split to pick up for a right-hander. So probably he's going to have his second open frame.
19 years old athlete of Qatar.
In a row, because he's already have one on the second frame. So this is the 3rd open frame for Abjasan from Qatar. He's a very young player, only 19 years old.
So the aggregate total of the both teams, 418 of Qatar and 469 of Chinese Taipei.
So Chinese Taipei is now on the lead. They really are performing quite good.
Al-Maraiki of Qatar, 3 strikes he has, 117 points totally.
He's the player with the best performance today here on Team Qatar. And he achieved the strike again.
And Tai of Taipei with 126 points and 3 strikes in a row he had.
He's working on a spare right now. And finished with a strike here on the 7th frame.
Abdullah.
Another strike to Qatar.
They started just accelerating their performance and showing better results. Let's see chance attempt of Chinese Taipei.
Another strike to Chen.
So Taipei is now leading, still 509 points. Asgabat of Qatar.
First strike. Another strike for Qatar. Are they going to perform like in the first frame with 4 strikes for the 4 players? They really need it if they want to stay and fight for that gold medal.
Now Tang of Taipei, 30 years old athlete.
Another strike here. A very good performance too.
And now Abu Jassoum, 19 years old athlete, 94, the lowest point so far of his team.
He's not getting that carry from that ball. And it's another strike for Wu from Chinese Taipei. 6 in a row, 6 back for this Chinese Taipei athlete.
So 170 pins now and 559 for his team total.
And he is the first spare for Abu Jason from Qatar. He only had strikes and open frames until now. So no open frames for any athlete here on the 7th frame. They all get strikes and only Abu Jason had 1 spare. Qatar is working in 1 spare only. This athlete, Al-Maraiki, he scored 234 pins yesterday on semifinals.
The next attempt is from Qatar.
With no luck this time. 7 pins. They seem to get more friction on that 13 lane, on the left lane, because normally this player is on the 4, 6, and 8 frame.
Now Tai of Taipei.
He couldn't put the ball on the pocket. Here's against coach from Chinese Taipei team. Oh no, a big split here for Thai. Not a very easy one for this player for sure.
Amiraiki of Qatar now. He has 4 strikes so far, 151 points. Thai knocked it down 8 pins. His last attempt, 162 points.
Pick the split, so it's an open frame here for Thai.
Abdullah is now going to do his next attempt, 111 points. 2 strikes so far.
Nice strike here from Abdullah. These Qatar players have very nice approach movements. They really can work on their shoulders. If you can notice, they just use the shoulders to give more action to that ball, so you put more energy, and the footwork is very, very smooth.
Chen of Taipei, 4 strikes so far.
Chen is a spinner and he only got 9. He was working on 2 strikes in a row.
Aljabi now of Qatar, 7 years old. So far, his points are 136.
Was a very nice ball. That 7 should have fall, but it didn't, so he has to make the spear now.
And Chen of Taipei wants the next attempt.
He's going for the spear. Did it. Nice job here for the Chinese Taipei athlete.
Aljabi, 546 points of Qatar.
Nice, another spear for Qatar. And we are about to enter the end of this 8th frame with only 3 players remaining.
Now Tang of Taipei, 30 years old, 126 points so far. Let's see his next performance.
Couldn't get the strike. 4 pin to pick. So no strikes on the 7th frame until now for Chinese Taipei team.
Now Abu Jassim.
He needs a strike, yes! He had it. He really needs it to improve his game because he's not that good today.
And Tang of Taipei now.
Get the spare easily.
Consecutive strikes.
Yes, with an amazing performance today. He's one of the best players of the team.
Just a spare at the beginning. Also won the bronze medal, Wu Haomin of Taipei. at the men's single event. So,
with a great performance today, he's giving us a very good show with his 7 strikes in a row. So he only missed the first frame for the perfect game. Let's see what he can do at the end, but it will be a huge game for sure.
And now Amreiki of Qatar, 157.
Pins from Reiki.
And the next one is Tsai of Taipei. 4 strikes so far.
Taipei is definitely on the lead on this match play.
With 656 pins.
This is the foundation frame, so if they can all have spares of strikes, they are on the right way to the winning. There's a huge difference between Chinese Taipei and Qatar for now. But Qatar has players with 2 strikes.
And Reiki now.
Close the spare. Chinese Taipei has to continue with their good performance, with their good shots that they have until now.
Tsai, the oldest athlete of today.
Great, another spare. Maximum 214 pins for Tsai. Abdullah is working on a double strike here. Foundation frame, very important for a good score game.
131 pins so far. Let's see.
Oh my God, you don't want to have this on your foundation frame after 2 strikes in a row. Incredible on this phase of the game is definitely not good.
And now Chen of Taipei.
9 pins on a strike.
And now Abdullah of Qatar, with 131 so far.
You really need to pick the all 10. He didn't risk the edge of the lane like he did before, so he cannot pick all 10, only 8.
Chen, he performed his first attempt in the 9th frame.
Solid split, a solid spare, sorry, here for Taipei. So less pressure now for Taipei, more pressure for Qatar. 9 only for Al Jabeera. Al Jabeera made a wonderful game on semifinals. He scored 235 yesterday. He's not able to repeat his performance. Here we have Tang from Chinese Taipei with only an open frame on the first ball.
And Tang.
7 pins only. This is spare. Qatar.
Al Jabeera, his second attempt of the 9th frame. So no strikes, only spares on the 9th. Let's see what
the remaining two athletes has to show us.
Now, tank of Taipei.
With a spare. Another spare for Taipei. So as far, we have 3 spares for Chinese Taipei, 1 open frame and 2 spares for Qatar on the foundation frame. Oh, good. Almost a big split, but he managed to have only 1 pin. And that's a split for Taipei. Yeah. After 7 strikes in a row, Wu got here a big split.
And Jasum of Qatar now.
Goes for the 10, and there's a spare.
726 Taipei is leading, 642 Qatar.
There's no spare. So 1 upper frame for each of the teams and 3 spares for each team. So that leads us that Chinese Taipei is leading with a lot of pins, almost 19 pins. So it's very difficult for Qatar now to win the gold medal. So for sure that we almost can say that we found our winner. That will be Chinese Taipei.
Now
But
tie.
we need to watch their last performance, last frame for each player. 9 pins for tie.
So Taipei has a chance to win. We can say that victory is theirs, but of course, let's see. Now, attempt is Al-Muraiki of Qatar, 176 so far.
Nice shot here. If they
Tie.
want to have a chance, they really need to strike and make 3 strikes on this 10 frame. Spare.
And the pin plus for the aggregate total of Chinese Taipei, 747.
If he can get a strike here, he can do another shot. Oh no, another Qatar team is playing on the edge of the lane, and this is what could happen. The balls just don't get enough traction to make the hook, and goes directly to the gutter.
Tie now.
And this is strike for Tsai. Nice way to finish his performance here in Ashgabat with a 208 and 3 pin fall.
So now the difference is rather
Al-Muraiki,
tough.
yeah, for his final attempt, 7 pins only. And 203 tied with Tsai.
Chen now of Taipei, 165 so far.
88 pins difference between the 2 teams. And here, Chinese Taipei with a strike, not giving a chance to Qatar to recover this difference. And a strike for Abdullah that had a gutter ball on his 9th frame.
So 5 strikes he did today. Chen of Chinese Taipei, and his last attempt of the 10th frame.
He needs to strike again if he wants to reach that 200 mark. And he couldn't, so he will not be able to score a 200 game.
Abdullah.
No strike this time, only 8. So the game is finished for Qatar. Chinese Taipei already won.
And Chen now.
One pin for Chen. A spear here for Qatar for a very low game with 163 points. No, sorry, 167 points. Not a good exhibition from this Abdullah. Strike.
For tank of Chinese Taipei. And now Aljaber with a total of 175.
Solid tank. Doesn't let him strike this time. Nine pins for Chinese Taipei. So maximum score here will be 193.
And now tank of Taipei. The game has almost ended. Let's see their final attempts.
He made the spare.
Now Aljaber.
Nice strike here for Aljaber. Finish his performance with a strike and with a game of 204.
Wu, the winner of the men's single bronze medal.
And with the best performer here for the Chinese Taipei team. It's an amazing game, I can assure you. And another break here for Qatar. Almost get a split, but he didn't.
And now Wu's last attempt.
Not the last, because he's going to make 3 strikes in this 10th frame, so he's going to get another shot. And Jason also closed the spare, so he can make another shot too.
So Chinese Taipei with 836 is now the leader. And now Wu.
Who is going to finish with this amazing game of 256 pins. Great game from this Chinese Taipei athlete. What a team.
Excellent job by Wu of Taipei.
And Qatar will throw their last ball here on this competition, and it's the last ball for bowling competition here in Asgabat this year. Congratulations to both of the teams. So the bronze goes to Qatar, gold medal, sorry, not bronze, silver. Silver goes to Qatar, and gold medal for Chinese Taipei.
Chinese Taipei with 846 won the gold medal. And Qatar 744 the silver medal. We witnessed again an unforgettable, fabulous performance. Thanks to both teams.
Yeah, thanks for the excellent show they give us today. There was a high-level skills here, athletes at Asgabat bowling arena for these men teams of 4 finals. We had already the women's teams of 4 finals competition with Korea to take gold and Philippines took silver. In a minute we are going to have the medal ceremony, so don't leave us. we finished this competition. Players are getting ready for the medal ceremony.
Today we'll have 2 medal ceremonies. As I mentioned before, there are 347 and 2 of them are going to be here at the bowling center. The women's team of 4 finals medal ceremony, as well as men's team of 4 final medal ceremony. So we witnessed again an unforgettable, great performance. So we hope that other prestigious competition will also be held at the bowling center of the Asgabat Olympic Village.
We have some image here of bowlers packing their bowling balls. Normally, the bowling ball, they can have like 6 bowling balls to play on a competition like this. They have to resist bowling balls because they have to be on the bowling list approval. That is a bowling list from World Bowling, USBC approved. And that was our bowling competition here in Asgabat. As for the medals, we had on men's singles, gold for Thailand, for Anup Aramansaron, silver to Philippines, Ken Chua, Chinese Taipei, Hu Haoming, and Hong Kong, Tae Shuheng. In the women's singles, we have gold medal. We had gold medal for Baek Songya, silver medal for Tanya Romimper, and bronze to China and Thailand, Yang Yu-hong and Natida Setilucha. Men's doubles, team from Korea won silver and gold, and bronze to India and Hong Kong. Doubles for the women's, China for gold, Korea silver and bronze, and another bronze for Taipei, Chinese Taipei. Here on teams of 4, we had this amazing competition on the women's between Korea and Philippines. With Korea with a great performance today, as usual. Great players, great atmosphere here.
It was also the athlete Baek Songya who won women's single gold medal. Also did really well.
And the Philippines players, they did a very great job, but not enough to win the huge games of Korea players.
Also, Posadas of Philippines performed the best score, 219.
Even after she didn't that well on the semifinals, here on the finals, Posadas did her best, and the best was the best of the team. The other teammates couldn't make that good performance that she did. So here at Korea, best game was from Songya Baek with 256 pins. An amazing game for sure, with a lot of tremendous strikes. Here's Songya Baek. Here we have it for another strike. Amazing strikes here. Amazing players, great performance, high skill for sure. A lot of work you can see here on these results. It's not only luck. You have to work very hard to achieve this kind of level athlete. It's a great show.
Korea did really well and deserved the gold medal.
They did very well in all events, all bowling events this year in Asgabat. They qualified all the time for the finals and quarterfinals and finals. So they are for sure the best team on the field.
And also we want to congratulate the Philippines team as well for their silver medal. They also tried and regional victory by the Korean team.
Here we have the beginning of the game between Chinese Taipei and Qatar. Qatar was a very good surprise yesterday, defeating Korea team. The men's Korea team was a very strong team since day one of this competition, and yesterday they didn't have that performance level and were defeated by Qatar team that guaranteed their presence here on the finals. So they were very excited to be here on the finals, but their performance was not enough for winning the gold, and the gold were achieved by Chinese Taipei team with very good games.
Qatar team started really well at the beginning. Strikes by all the athletes, all the 4 athletes, and at the end they accelerated their speed and performance, and then Chinese Taipei increased their pace.
There were some open frames due to the high pressure that the players may feel. Bowling is a very mental game, so when you feel pressured, your body doesn't respond in the same way. And we had some bad shots here,
as well as 2 gutters by the Qatar team,
because they were trying to catch that pocket on the edge of the lane, trying to get less oil and more traction. So
the best performance of Chinese Taipei was by Wu,
256 pins. Same scoring that by Exumia, 266 pins.
and Aljaber was 204 of Qatar was the best.
We can see on this team very different techniques of bowling. This is a spinner bowler, and they could have different techniques even on one team. These players usually plays against each other on their countries for nationals tournaments for sure, but here they're together for one purpose, getting that gold medal for sure. But it was not possible for Qatar team this time, maybe next year.
Some very congruent attempts were done by both teams with their targets, and the concentration of the athletes of Chinese Taipei could also be felt. So they really deserved the gold medal, but also congratulations to the athletes of Qatar team for the silver medal.
And this was